I'm Rick Dancer. Welcome to What's Happening in Downtown Eugene, and we're here with Kesey. And what's happening in downtown Eugene is there's a proposal to put a development on Kesey Square, and that's raising some eyebrows and making some people excited, and you just happen to be one of the developers.
Correct. I'll just give you a little bit of context here. This project was really created by Downtown Eugene, Inc. The mission of Downtown Eugene, Inc. is to create a beautiful and prosperous downtown. And as part of that organization, we decided that something needs to happen at Kesey Square, or Kesey Plaza. So the project started there. And I put together a series of architects, the best we have in town. I went to Pivot Architecture, went to Ralph Rocco Architecture, some of the best in town. We have great architects in this town. And also met with a lot of downtown advocates and people who are interested in downtown issues. We put a team of people together and said, okay, well, here's an issue. We have a problem here. What do you think? So we worked on it for about a year and a half. And we came up with a solution, which we think is intelligent. We thought about it, and it's something that we could do. And at some point, we decided, okay, somebody has to do this. And looking around, it wasn't an easy task. So we said, okay, we'll do it.
Did you know it was going to be controversial?
I really don't look at it as a controversy. It's very engaging, and people have passion about downtown. And we knew that there was going to be a lot of conversations, but it didn't really look like we're going to have a challenge or we're going to have a problem. It wasn't an issue.
What is Downtown Inc. trying to do? When they say, okay, we have this space, which for people to understand, this is really not, it's a public space by accident, really, because it's been a space that's supposed to be developed for years and years. It's just sat there vacant, and so they kind of made it into a little public space.
Yeah, so actually what happened was when the downtown mall was created, I don't know if you remember, you probably are too young to remember.
No, I remember the fountain.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So there was a fountain, and as part of the design around the fountain, that space was created, which made sense then. And since the fountain has been gone, and so the space is really a leftover. It wasn't designated as a public space or a park or anything like that. It's a lot, and it's C3 zoning. And there was a building on it. It was demolished to create that space. Right. And so as a space, it never really worked.
Is it becoming a problem for downtown, the space?
Well, from an urban design perspective, yes, because Broadway is our great commercial street, and you cannot have a 75% corner and have it be successful. In the next block, if you go to Oak and Broadway, unfortunately we have 4 banks in a corner, and that really for a commercial street that doesn't quite work. So that corner, which is the heart of our town, we need to do something that all corners are happening, and so that's really.
So from a development standpoint, that's what makes more sense than leaving a space there.
Well, if the space was actually functioning well, I mean, the city has put a lot of effort and energy to make it work. We programmed the space. Last year, we programmed it 15 times. Unfortunately, every time you program the space, after you're done, it's going to be empty until the next program comes. Right. And even the programming was questionable. And the only times that the programming worked, like concerts or dodgeball or things like that, it was when we closed the streets. We're not taking away anything like that from that corner. Actually, we want to emphasize that. And by closing the streets, that corner becomes really vibrant.
Right. Yeah. So what do you want to do? You're going to put a building with office space at the base.
Correct. We decided that the ground floor needs to be really a public space, and it needs to be really vibrant. With beautiful lighting, open, so it's really high ceiling, and with garage doors opening to the street. In a nice day, you could really open it up. It would be like the way it is, but it has an umbrella on it. Right. And above that, before I go to the housing, so we know for sure that who's going to be in there would be kind of micro unit restaurants, and maybe retailers, and open space for people to hang out. So it's. Again, as I said, it needs to be very, very active. Above that, for the project to make sense, and I know that I'm sure you're aware that a lot of young professionals want to live in the core of town.
They want to live right down
Exactly.
there. Yeah.
Exactly. And it's proven in downtown Eugene that approach is successful. So we're proposing 5 stories of housing, between 35 and 40 units of housing.
And when people talk about public space downtown, we do have park blocks which are designated as public space, just a block away, 2 blocks away.
Correct. Actually, there are several spots that the city is really committed to making it function as a public space. Of course, the new city hall would have this beautiful public space in front of it, and park blocks, as you mentioned, and the butterfly lot could be possibly a farmer's market, and that could be used as a venue. The Holt Center, in front of the Holt Center, between the Holt Center and Hilton, that area is designated to be improved for public space. So
the city, do they own the lot at this point? So you have to purchase that from the city. Yes. And then how long do you think this process will take if it happens and you guys get the green light? When do you think you'd break ground?
Well, the stars have aligned at this point. There's an idea, there's a project, and there are people actually who are willing to do it. The timing is very good. And of course, the city council has to approve the sale of the land, which we think is going to happen by the end of the year. And if it's a go, we'll go for it. If it doesn't go forward, at least we know that we created a conversation in town. Somebody's going to do something, but we're hoping that it will happen.
As business people downtown, and as downtown Eugene Corp, is not doing anything a bad idea? Leaving it as it is not working for you guys?
Well, I mean, it's been, I don't know, as long as I remember, but I hear it's been 40 years. Close to 40 years that space hasn't really functioned well. We have done many things in that space and it hasn't functioned. So it's time. It's time to do something. If it is our project or somebody has a better idea, let's do something.
But don't just leave it like it is.
Exactly, because it's not functioning well.
All right. Guys, thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure.
And keep in touch with us and we'll get back to you when and if you get the green light.
Great. Thanks for the opportunity.